My name's Caspian Diament, and I was just interviewed by Keith Andrew, and I thought it was like a really great and a really fun experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith Andrew, and I'm here with the very talented Caspian Diament. It's a real honor and privilege to have you as a guest. I just want to say thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's my dog. Thank you for having me here. It's pretty cool to be here, and yeah, I think we're gonna have some fun here.
No, absolutely. You're supporting a good cause, and like with everyone, you make a new friend out of it. So it's a win-win. So for the first question I want to ask you, do a little icebreaker. For everyone who's watching who wants to know who Caspian, Mr. Caspian is, you are a up-and-coming professional actor. You're also a model and a dancer. So the very first question I want to ask you is who influenced you to become an actor, and how many years have you been acting?
Okay, well, originally, the reason I started acting is because when I was 3 years old, I was watching the Pirates of the Caribbean, and it was Johnny Depp, and I pointed at the screen, and I was like, Mom, I want to do that. And then I started acting when I was 6, doing commercials, and then when I turned 10, I started doing television and film.
No, absolutely. So what about the Pirates of the Caribbean that you really enjoyed?
It looked really cool what he was doing. And I was like, I really want to be like him.
Well, let's get our feedback from the audience. What do you mean by him? You don't mean the drinking, smoking. You mean being on camera, center of attention, the spotlight. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
That's throwing a little joke in there. Johnny Depp has a lot of potential. He was really good in the Pirates of the Caribbean. Drawing a blank on a whole bunch of other great movies that he did. But for me, when I think about acting, I think about, let's see, now you put me on the spot. Robert Downey Jr., hands down, one of my favorites. Eddie Murphy. Mark Buffalo. You look at, there's so many great actors, but the first one that really comes to mind is Robert Downey Jr. because he really worked from the bottom, just like you. He was a kid actor. He worked his way up. Of course, he hit some hard times along the way, but actually what really turned his life around was getting the Iron Man role. And now he's a household name, and he's actually an influence, big influence on young people out there.
Yeah, I've watched those, like a lot of the movies with him. He's a really great actor.
No, absolutely. Now, the next question I was going to ask you is, what motivates you to be a kid and child actor, and what is your expertise in for it? Do you just want to be one of those actors who just doesn't do school and jump right into Hollywood, or does education fall into that?
Well, I do want to keep doing school. I want to finish out school before, like, I quit. Like, I'm not just going to quit school. And, yeah, I want to be a big actor. I want to be in a lot of movies and television and stuff like that.
No, I agree. And you do have the looks for it. And who knows, you could be the next the guy from Titanic, drawing a blank on his name, DiCaprio. You could be the next big star, because if you have the look, it doesn't matter if you have the look for it. If you have the heart and passion and you give nothing but 110% of what you do in anything, you can accomplish anything.
Yeah.
So take it from me, never do anything half-assed because I learned from experience, hey, let's try this. It may not be what you want to be doing at the time, but all you're doing is wasting your time and energy and passion. But once you find something that you want to do for the rest of your life, for an example, doing this talk show, being on TV, working in Hollywood. That's what I want to do. That's my heart and passion, and I've been doing that for 7.5 years. So what I can say to you is find something, hold on tight to it, and let no one talk you out of it. Don't let anyone try to dash your dreams. You just keep focused on your goal. And don't acknowledge all the naysayers.
Yeah, that's really good advice.
No, I appreciate it. Sorry, I just had like a brain fart. When I don't do my interviews as of late, my disability shows more, so I'm trying to hide that. But you seem like a pretty cool kid, so I can relax. But, when you're in school, they always play this game. And here's a little game I'll play with you. Look to your left, look to your right. One of those people on your left and right may become famous, or they may become a nobody. But you always have to stay neutral. What I mean by neutral, be respectful, show respect. Doesn't matter if you hate that person or you guys don't get along. You stay neutral. And you don't know, eventually, one of those people on your left who becomes a big star, they may open a door for you because they will remember you as how you treated them. And the person on the left may just disappear. The other thing, it's funny, I came up with this last night. The other thing I added to it, look forward and look back. Never look back, because what's behind you is all the mistakes, all the bad decisions you ever make. So when you're moving forward, you never look back, because speaking from experience, because I have a bad experience of living in the past. So whatever happened to you in the past, it's dead, it's buried. Yes, you use that as motivation to make yourself a better human being, but you stay neutral, you look straight ahead and say, this is what I want. And like I said, it's a bad example saying, look to the left, look to the right. That was this thing they always did to me in school. Oh, one of those people on the right may become rich and famous, or one of those people to the left may become, a nobody. But I put my own spin on it, saying, okay, what about the people in front of you? What about the people behind you? Well, like I said, never look back. The past is the past. And as you're looking straight ahead, you're looking at the green grass, you're looking at high mountains, the sky's the limits. Everything, it's pretty much like a wide ocean, because as long as you can dream it, you can do it.
Thank you for that. That was really motivating.
I try.
Well, it's really good. I'm not saying it's bad at all.
Well, it's a work in progress, like with all things. But I want to ask you, the next question is, you mentioned you like Johnny Depp. Mm-hmm. But what really motivates you to become a kid actor? And I give you an example. Let's just compare ourselves. My mom never wanted I'm the youngest out of 4 brothers and 1 sister. And my mom said, I never wanted my kids to be in the entertainment because once you're in the entertainment world, you have no privacy. You're under a microscope. So if you don't mind me for asking, was this your decision to say, you know what, I want to become an actor? Or did your mother or father say, you have the looks and the talent, maybe this will open doors for you? So was it like a mutual agreement, or was this all on you?
Well, it was mostly on me, because my mom does help me a lot with the acting, but it's my decision to be an actor and to keep moving forward with it. Because I could quit if I want anytime, but I don't, because I keep going towards my goal and I'm not going to stop.
Tell them the Pirates of the Caribbean story.
I already did.
Oh, you did?
My mom's there. She's walking around.
Well, not a problem. Your mom's going to be a guest on my show. We're just still working out the details. But like I said, this is your time. But anything can happen live. But you look at all these kid actors. Okay, this is a perfect example for you. How are you going to keep yourself on the right track? How are you not going, have a big head? How are you not going to let fame take you over? Because you look at Miley Cyrus, she took over for Hannah Montana. No, sorry, same person. She took over for Hilary Duff because Hilary Duff, or Lizzie McGuire, or whatever you want to call her, wanted more money. Because she wanted more money, Disney kicked her to the side and replaced her with Miley Cyrus. And, it's always a revolving door. But the point I'm trying to get to you is, how are you going to keep yourself neutral and not let fame take you over and self-destruct?
Well, first of all, you can't be stuck up. You can't act like all these people, they're worse than me or something like that. Because you have to treat everyone the same. Like the golden rule, treat others how you want to be treated. And you just got to be respectful.
No, absolutely. And like I said, you have the looks to be a great actor. If you don't want to be an actor, you can always be a model. I was your age because I had an opportunity. Unfortunately, we come from different backgrounds. At my point in my life, I create my own opportunities. For 7.5 years, I was labeled, can't do this, can't do that. But I'm going to show you, look at what I can accomplish. And thanks to you, we're up to 683 episodes, 7.5 years. But this is not about me. But I'm showing you, hey, if you give someone an opportunity, it gives that person a platform. The reason I reached out to you is I like making new friends, number one. And number two, I like making a difference in people's lives. I want to be remembered for making an example. So, I hope I'm making a great example for you and I'm making a good impression. My thing is, I want to not say I'm an asshole or anything, because I want to say I want to be remembered for something, but I'm not saying I'm self-arrogant. Well, some people would say that. But it's one of those things of how you want to be remembered and how you treat other people. It's how you want to be treated. But with that being said, what is your goals? Do you want to do voiceovers? Do you want to do video games? Have you been on television?
Well, yeah, I have been on television, and my goals is just mainly right now, I'm thinking I'm going to be a big actor and I'm going to have fun with my life. I'm also going to help contribute to existing problems like global warming, climate change, donating cancer and orphanages, stuff like that.
No, you have a good heart. And that's the one thing you should definitely keep. Never change for anybody. Because once you start changing, it's like how you change a light bulb. As you're turning the light bulb, you gradually change, say, okay, now I'm becoming how this group of people sees me. Or I can change a little bit more and see how my family would see me in a different light. Don't change whoever you are, because you lose a part of yourself. And it's perfect that you say, you like education. I don't know if you ever watched iCarly.
Well, I've seen a little bit of it, but I haven't really watched it.
All right, the one story short about that is she was a child actor. She was in a School of Rock, and then she got her own iCarly, web show. But she stopped being an actor because she wanted to be a kid. of course, she made a household name for herself. But the thing is, once you get through the door and you kind of stagnate a little bit and you want time to go past, it's kind of hard to go back into entertainment. Of course, you know, you're a child actor and you can say, oh, I did this for Nickelodeon or I did this for Disney. And you let, I don't know, 5, 6 years go past. The longer you let that slip away, the more it's hard to get back on somebody's radar. So always keep a good balance. Say, yes, you want to live your life. You want to spend time with the family. Absolutely. But at the same time, you should do like little gigs on the side to say, hey, I'm still relevant. Now, I'm not asking you to be like The Rock or anything, or, you know, reenact wrestling moves, do crazy things like that. But you need a good pace in between, you know, keeping it neutral and also keeping that reality of, I want to stay in the entertainment world. You want to keep that going, because once that stops, you know, eventually, I'll give you an example, then we're going to take a commercial break. There's past wrestlers who are great, but once they stop wrestling for 10, 15 years, they become relevant. So getting back into the spotlight, of course, it's going to take a lot of work. I'm not saying it's not snapping your fingers, but it's something you need to, it's like a knife. I know that's thrown it out there. You have to sharpen your skills, but you never want to get to the point where it gets dull and then you get rusty. For an example, I don't do my interviews on an everyday basis. So when we first started the interview, my disabilities showed more because I'm very rusty. But once I get going, I have diarrhea of the mouth. Maybe that's one reason people don't like me, because I don't shut up. But the point is, you get the idea. You just need to keep that going. But when we come back from the commercial break, I'm going to ask you about social media. Can it make you or break you? And then I'm going to pass the show over to you, and you can ask me anything you want.
Hi, I'm Paisley Blackburn.
I'm Ashley Burgess.
Hi, my name is Jeanette Abney.
Hi, I'm Sharon Spink.
Hey, this is Samantha Moore.
Hi, I'm Melody Jones.
Hi, my name is Becky Yee.
Hi, you're watching the Keith Andrew Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Keith Andrew Network. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Caspian Diament. I just want to say thank you for sticking with us, and I'm hoping you're having a great time being on the show.
Yeah, I am. This is really fun.
No, absolutely. And as everyone who's a guest, you're supporting a good cause, and plus, you make a new friend out of it. So, as I hate saying the expression, killing two birds with one stone, but hey, it's a win-win. Let's just call it that. Now, The next question I want to ask you is social media. Can social media make you or break you with everything that you accomplished up to this very point? Does your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, do those profiles dictate if people should work with you or not?
Well, that is kind of like part of it. It's not like the entire thing. Like, I could do all this acting stuff without social medias, but it just kind of helps out with it, because it makes myself more known to more like casting directors and stuff, and it just makes me seem like more fun.
No, absolutely, I agree. Now, there's a lot of people who say they're not getting the numbers. And for me, I don't pay people. I tried the whole thing, you know, pay $10 and to give you a couple followers here and there. But how do you get your followers? Do you pay people, or do you earn their respect and they follow you?
We never pay people for followers. We always just like get followers off of like making posts, making comments, and stuff like that.
No, I agree with you 100%, and that's the right attitude. because I found out the hard way. Because, say, for an example, give, like I said, $10, you get 1,000 people follow you. However, if you don't pay them the $10, they freeze your account, number one, and they take the numbers back. Every number that's on my account, I finally reached over 1,000 on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Same way I approached you. I would introduce myself, tell you who I am, what I'm doing, and tell you my story. Now, go ahead.
What does that mean, they deny your account?
Pretty much because they said they thought they were making money. So it's some BS that they do is saying, oh, well, he's no longer giving us money. Let's go get back at him. So it's a crappy thing to do. So never pay for your following, because all it is, it's just spam bots, fake accounts. And when you get like an acting role, they're going to ask you, how did you, I'll give you an example. There's somebody who started their account like a year ago. Complete nobody. But this person has over 10,000 people following them. So there's certain things like that where you can pay people to just jack up your numbers. It doesn't mean they're real accounts. So if you're on an acting, a gig or anything, they're going to ask you, how did you get all these people? And you can't say, oh, I paid them, because then everyone's going to do it. So for me, and what I can say to you is to stay who you are, reversely extend your hand in friendship and say, this is who I am, this is the message, and this is what I'm trying to accomplish. And if that's a great message, then you're going to have a ton of real people following you. You don't want to be one of those fake people or plastic people who think money can give you happiness, because you can have all the money in the world, but it won't make you happy. But the next thing I want to ask you, Dan, I'm going to pass the show over to you, is going back to, actually, 2 questions. Going back to everything that you accomplished, how would you describe if someone wants to follow in your footsteps? Do you think everything you accomplished in this very point in time, that you are like an influencer? Do you think you are like a motivator? Do you think that you're good enough to, well, first off, you are inspiring people. That's number one. But do you think you're good enough to lead people into the next generation?
Like, by that, do you mean like people will see me and think like I want to be like him?
Yes.
I feel like yes, I could. I'm sure there are many people that have been inspired by me with my whole acting career and stuff, but I feel like I definitely could.
And that's the right attitude you should have. For me, I always thought people were just, and it's PG-13, so I thought people were saying, this for shits and giggles. Oh, hey, I saw your show. You're real inspiration, wink, wink. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I just keep going. But there's other people that say, I actually came across your work, and I find it really refreshing and very passionate, that you have so much energy, and anyone can follow you. And my last question I'm going to pass over to you is, obviously you're working with me, and I thank you for that, but are you willing to work with people with disabilities, and have you worked with people with disabilities?
Well, yes, I have. In particular, I think
you were in a film with Moore.
Yeah, there was this like when I was a bit younger, I was doing this music video, and the director was how do I say this, like a dwarf, I
He
think.
wasn't the director. They were all the actors had, I don't know what, the lead actor was a small person.
Well, they don't really say dwarfs. They'd say, not crap. Now you're putting me on the spot. Height challenge. It's the nice way of putting it.
I am not actually sure, but I have like quite a few friends that are challenged. Yeah, I don't really know, because I don't really know like each person on the set or like each actor, like what
about Frankie?
What is like with them. I don't know.
No, I understand. You know, there's hundreds, like I mentioned in the post yesterday, there's hundreds of people with disabilities. But to be an inspiration, you can't just pick a certain group. You have to just say to that individual, you know, you sit down with them, you treat them exactly how you want to be treated. You know, it doesn't matter if they're white, black, Spanish, handicapped, not handicapped. It's how you want to be treated. So if anyone who wants to use you for an inspiration, one, you should feel honored. And secondly, you know, kind of give yourself a pat on the back because it gives you a confidence. Saying, if I can influence or be a motivational speaker for this person, you know, who else out there can I do the same for? Well, with that being said, it's time to wrap up. I will give you an extra 2 minutes on our talk show. We'll do like a special bonus hour. I make it 3 minutes. So was there anything you wanted to talk about, anything you wanted to promote? Ask me. What's the last 3 minutes and counting? This is your time.
Okay. Well, how did you like get enough motivation to like start doing this, even when people were saying that you couldn't?
All right. You would think I would come up with a different way of saying this. I just got tired of using my disability as a crutch, saying, you know, I don't have to do things, you know, I don't have to. My attitude was when I was in high school, I don't have to take SATs, I don't have to take this test, I don't have to take that, I have a disability, people will feel sorry for me. And I call it the boomerang because you're going to throw it. You say, oh, I don't have to do this, I don't have to do that. But a boomerang will come back and whack you upside the head and say, great, now I told people don't have to do this and that. Now you just labeled yourself as, oh, I know you. You're the person who says you don't have to do anything. Everything will be handed to you. And you can't label yourself, because I found out the hard way, and make up excuses. So a long story short, I just got tired of, you know, feeling sorry for myself. I got tired of making excuses of, you know, I can't do this, I can't do that. You know, I'm not educated. Hey, I read and learn at a 5th grade level. I'm on the spectrum of being retarded. So I said, you know, hell with it. I'm going to show you with a disability. Look at what I'm able to accomplish. And with that weakness people portrayed and said I had, I turned a weakness into a strength. So whatever weaknesses people out there like to jam down your throat, say you have this, you have that. If you have the heart and passion to do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody, you can do anything you set your mind to. And, you know, it's funny, I thought back in 2013 that if you told me in 7 years you would have your 7-year anniversary done over 683 episodes thanks to you, I would have said, oh, that's great. Huh, that sucks, but I have to wait 7.5 years. But one thing, and I will say this to you, anyone out there, once you start something, that is your first anniversary. And every year on that day, for an example, I celebrate my anniversary on my talk show June 13th. You know, in the Jewish community, not June, 13 is a lucky number. And it's funny that I created my talk show on the 13th. And so, luckily for me, it worked out that, you know, it's 13, superstitious, bad numbers, bad mojo. But you can't have negativity. So every June on the 13th, I give myself a pat on the back and say, let's reflect of everything that I accomplished in this 1 year, in 2 years, 3 years. And eventually you can say, you know what? It's been 7.5 years. I'll give you an example. When did you start your talk show? Well, who knows? You may actually create your own talk show. When was it that you started your acting career? What year?
I don't exactly remember.
2011.
2011. I think, well, I was 6 when I started, so maybe around like 2011, 2012, around that.
Do you remember the month and day, or the month?
No, I don't remember actually.
Oh, it's not really important, but just remember, you can always guess around, the month and day, but you remember the year. And every year you should have like a little celebration and say, look at what I accomplished so much in this year. I can't wait for next year. And then the next year after that. So you're set yourself up and say, you're creating something that it's just for you, but in the wrong one, you're being an inspiration for other people. But I do have a couple questions for you off the air. First off, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest. I'm looking forward to part 2. But before you go, my last 2 questions for you. How can people follow you on social media? Are you on LinkedIn? Are you going to get a LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter? I know you're on Instagram, and your Instagram will be on the bottom of the screen. But was there any other social media so your fans can follow you?
Well, yeah, I do have a Facebook and a Twitter. I don't have a LinkedIn. And yeah.
All right. And my last question for you, I want you to be completely honest. When I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your honest first reaction? What made you say yes? And how do you feel right now? And would you recommend it to other people?
Well, when I first got recommended to do this, I thought that would be a cool opportunity to be on a talk show, and that could help boost me a little bit, I guess. And yeah, it would also help with the cause that this is for.
No, absolutely. And do you think after being a guest, it gave you more self-confidence about yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And plus, you make a new friend. So, hey, you give yourself self-confidence. And that's real what I do about the show as well. It gives myself self-confidence. I can't speak, Jesus. It gives me self-confidence in myself. And it's more of a therapy for myself. It's saying, I have ADD, ADHD, so my mind's all over the place. So if you show me a shiny pair of keys, I'll be, oh, shiny. So if you focus on something, it's a good outlet of saying, put all your energy into something and create something what will be beneficial, not just for you because it will make yourself a better person, but leaving that impression on other people. That's all that matters, is leaving a good impression. But wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest, and I'm looking forward to part 2 down the road.